working back into my mixed media collage sketchbook that you can make too. I've got a class where we create this inspired by what I've learned from artist Henrik Treischer. It's a really fun process where you collage pages, you cut those up, and you assemble a sketchbook out of those pages. And then because you've cut up the collage pages, you really end up with some really random surprises of collage bits that are then the kicking off point to whatever additional media and marks and imagery you put back into them. So my go-to is often markers, pens, brush pens, calligraphy pens, a lot of pens. And I really enjoy starting with color blocking. So you'll often find me kind of finding art materials that are close to the colors in the collage bits on a spread. And then I kind of start blocking those in. In this case, I was really inspired by some of the dots on the rice paper that I had going. So I kind of continued those with my marker pens and then began color blocking around them to kind of start filling up this space. So sometimes I obliterate the magazine image, sometimes it gets woven into whatever colors and marks go down, sometimes it's very integral and it's left on its own to kind of stand among whatever I add to the page. It's really fun. This is something that has become a pretty regular part of my art practice because I can easily take this bag and a small bag of art supplies with me anywhere. And then when I get a chance to just sit down for a second, I can add to any page. I can work through a whole spread. It's kind of a constant work in progress, which has been really, really exciting. So like I said, I'm just doing some color blocking here and kind of deciding what parts of the magazine images to keep and which parts of those collage bits I'm going to then mask or kind of start to mute by layering over on top of them. For this portion of the spread, I had some rice paper drawings that I had done and torn up and cut up and worked into my book. So I'm matching the color of the lines that are already there and kind of continuing those marks and then building up around those. So kind of jumping back and forth between drawing, mark making, and color blocking for this spread and just kind of letting each new way that I address the page inspire what comes next. The other thing I really love about these books is that there's no front, there's no back, there's no top, there's no bottom. So however I open the book and kind of start looking at the pages is how they get work done. And sometimes when I finish a spread, I have a feeling over which orientation it goes in, but ultimately they can go any which way. And this freedom of orientation really, I think, has a large part to do with how much fun they are to work back into and to play with, and allows you to focus on the act of creating and organically developing a spread in the book in a really fun way. So you'll frequently see me turning the book around all the time. And it's not necessarily always because it's easier to make marks or color in a section with the page orientation a certain direction. It's really just because I'm constantly addressing the spread from every which way, which then gives me new ideas and new insights and leads to new mark sections and color choices. And it's really, really exciting. I did really love the marks from my unconventional mark making page. That's like those black marks on the white paper where I was using unconventional tools. So I had the idea that I could use the dropper from my bottle of ink to kind of create more of those. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding in some black marks on top of the painted sections to kind of help unify it and play. If you liked this, be sure to give the video a like. If you want to check out more, don't forget to click subscribe so you get notified about new videos. And I'll see you next time.